bubble on the right is a solution domain. The second bubble from my left is the IS or ICT or computer science domain. And then we have the third bubble is the application domain. All right. Academic interest in this domain, in the IS or ICT domain. Okay. And then in industry interest is on the solution domain and also on the application domain. Okay. So the business problem, we remember in the first cycle, we have a problem cycle. Normally the problem cycles triggered or established from the application domain. And then we come up with the solution. We need other solution to be extended, so on. And then that is the design and develop cycle that is addressed in the solution domain. And rigor cycle in the ICT domain, and also at the body of knowledge, that to make sure knowledge contribution is there. Okay, so for PhD and master merit, contribute to body of knowledge. Okay, solution attract this application domain, and solution domain is attract industry interest. Right? Okay, I give you one example. This is my student. Okay, doing PhD. In the bubble of ICT domain, he's actually working on the virtual reality. All right. But after doing the literature on the virtual reality, okay, he find out that there is one area in the virtual reality talking about virtual reality dashboard design method. Right, dashboard design method. How to build virtual reality dashboard. So any method, any principle, any methodology can be used to do the virtual reality dashboard design, right? And then in the application domain, he's working on the smart farming. And in the smart farming, we found the problem where to monitor, right? To monitor plant to grow, right? And one way we can monitor is using the virtual reality. Okay, so top management want to do something very cutting edge technology. They want to use the virtual reality to see it, to monitor it, how the plant grow, right? So one of way we can do is a monitoring issue. Talking about monitoring issue on the smart farming, and then we need virtual reality technology. All right. So this student doing research to build a method to design a virtual reality dashboard for optimizing and monitoring farming condition. So this is how at the chapter 1, using intersection diagram ID, the student established the research narrative. Another example, the same example. So based on these 3 bubbles, the student established the problem statement. All right. So if you see in the problem statement, the student presented digital twins. Okay, in the literature, he established from the story of application domain. We're talking about smart farming. All right. He built the narrative of research here. Smart farming, okay, is smart farming based on IoT for farm management, which enable farmer to remotely manage the farm operation. Okay, then he established the story about smart farming, and then he talking about monitoring process issue. So he establish the problem statement. Started from this bubble, the third bubble, right? And from the application domain bubble. And then we started to inject, okay, with the advent of the 4IR era, VR dashboard has become a new way to visualize the monitoring aspect of the farm. Then he found it, unfortunately, related work on designing virtual reality dashboards, such as those reported in Guan 2, 3, all these start from Arjun and ended by you et al. This is what you call the key paper. Key paper talking about virtual reality dashboard design method recently, and he found it. Okay, there are no standard on that, and most of the method based on ad hoc manner and do not clearly convey how the VR dashboard were designed in a systematic way. So the problem is that there need to be standard method for designing a VR dashboard in the small. Okay, this slide, I just want to share with you how we using the template of ID diagram here, the student establish their problem statement, where the problem statement is very important component in the thesis chapter 1. And if you see this problem statement, the essential component of the problem statement here is a list of key paper. A list of a key paper. In this case, they have a 10 key paper that directly talking about virtual reality dashboard design method. All right. And this key paper important in the chapter 2 in order the student, PhD or master to reveal the research gap. All right. Actually, the problem statement here, actually the product from and his analysis from the chapter 2 on the key paper, the selected key paper that direct talking about virtual reality dashboard design method, right? So, and the way the student established the problem statement, it started from the application domain context. This is what design science teach us. Started from the business problem, relevant cycle. And then they position what the solution they want to do. They come up with the method of VR dashboard design. And then the design cycle, and then to build the virtual reality dashboard method, he needs a solution domain, give knowledge. And in this case, he come up, the student want to use the ontology engineering, ontology-based design in order to come up with the virtual reality dashboard design method. All right, the knowledge contribution will be in the virtual reality dashboard design method, using the solution given by ontology, and then to solve the problem that highlighted from the smart farming monitoring issue. All right. This also same example. My student built the virtual reality development methodology. He want to make contribution on the virtual reality development methodology. The story, the problem, the business problem is coming from the autism spectrum disorder. Mainly in the high functioning and social skill. And then to come up with a new methodology, he going to propose the ontology-based virtual reality development methodology. So it's the same way. The only thing that if you see the yellow one, this is what the citation need to be added, right? Because one of the common problem with the student when write the problem statement, there is no citation. The problem statement always must have a citation. All right. So the yellow one is, this is what I try to highlight the student. Okay, this is where you need to insert the citation. And the sum of the citation is, for example, here, unfortunately, current, this is the list of key paper regarding our virtual reality development methodology need to be added in this problem statement. All right. In the thesis chapter 1, when you build the thesis using design science research, in the thesis chapter 1, another template diagram I give the student is what we call it research strategy diagram. Okay, where you organize your activities, knowledge from design science research methodology by paper, for example here, from problem identification up to the communication. And in the design science research and in the research strategy diagram, you capture the key knowledge, know what. You capture key know what knowledge for each design science research stage, right? For example, in this thesis, this is my student recently graduated PhD. He come up with a design approach of center repository supporting the domain of interlocking institutional world. All right, it come up with the prototype of the central repository that can support the knowledge sharing activities. All right, so the artifact is a design approach, it's a method, and then the prototype, the solution they come up with actually is a central repository, right? Prototype. So in his thesis 1, chapter 1, he built this narrative. So what are the key knowledge need to be captured for the problem identification and motivation? What are the key knowledge need to be captured during when the student defining the objective of solution to that relevant to his topic, right? So same, okay, for chapter 1. And then the chapter 4, this is chapter 4, okay. In the RSD, we have a design and development. Okay, in design and the development actually is focusing on the chapter 4, right? The chapter 4 is the most difficult chapter, based on your context, design and build, innovative artifact, technical difficulty. And from this activity, you need to create new knowledge to the knowledge base that to make sure PhD and master merit, artifact, novelty, better solution, all right? And in the chapter 4 as well, you need to put your artifact to work and get the feedback. And both stages are considered thesis evaluation. So demonstration and feedback or evaluation here is a thesis evaluation. All right, in the chapter 2 as well, in chapter 2, I introduced the key diagram you must have, KPD. You can present your key diagram in any diagram like this. The way you identify the key diagram very important, key paper very important, because the key diagram represent the key paper that explicitly published and talking about, for example, in this student virtual reality dashboard design, right? Dashboard design, all right? So not many paper, just 10 paper, okay? In the PhD or master, in the key paper, not much. The key paper probably can sometimes 5, 10, 7, 15, not much, okay? So you need to present it and then simplify into like table like this, and then highlight the gap of the key paper. And this activity will help you to shape your problem statement establishment in the chapter 1, right? In the chapter 3, you have part 1, part 2. You have overview, design science research. This is a theoretical part. And part 2, you apply design science research into your context. And PEFR give this template. You can overview about the PEFR template, part 1. And then in part 2, you can input, you can insert your context in your research. For example, in this student example, in chapter 1 here, he identified research gap in virtual reality design, dashboard design method. And then they propose a new VR DDM in addressing research gap, identifying literature review, and design and development. He construct the new method of VR DDM using ontological approach and other related materials. And demonstration, he developed a VR dashboard prototype as part of the evaluation using a new VR DDM, where the VR DDM is his artifact under method category. And evaluation, he gather feedback on prototype plus a new VRDM and discuss the feedback based on interview. So this is my rigor. Okay, interview using the proper way of interview. Okay, prototyping development, use the proper way of the prototyping development. All right. And then in terms of knowledge contribution, he improved the method of virtual reality dashboard design and current virtual reality applied in smart farming context in terms of monitoring issue. All right. So this is chapter 3. This is sample of another thesis using design science in the chapter 3. He not based on the PEFR. He based on another process model. Again, is part 1 is theoretical background of design science research methodology, and the part 2 is the application of design science research into the your context of your thesis. Right? And the chapter 3, we have a research design diagram. Okay, the key diagram in the chapter 3 is the diagram. This is know-how, because in part 2, the part 2 is you apply what you tell in the part 1. So the know-how, this is a research design diagram to capture key know-how knowledge for each design science research methodology. All right. So if you see this, based on this Bahare, another, because he not based on paper template, he based on another process model. This in the box, red box here is this what you call it, based on another process model, and in the between here and the right far here is the that this is activities the student did, okay, and he capture in the what you call it research design. All right. So in the chapter 3, you must have this research design diagram in order to show how you apply a template of design science research methodology given by paper or given by other process model. Right. This is another example. My student from Thailand, Dr. Somai, he built the ontology for flight management, right? And then he used a research process on the left and main activities and the output on the right, right? So the RDD, there is no one size fits all diagram. It depends on your creativity to build. But the main idea of a research design diagram is you show the examiner how you specialize the template of research design diagram methodology and what are the know-how. Know-how mean the activities, operational activities that you did during each design science research methodology stage. Right? This is another example from my student, PhD as well, graduated. This also same from PhD. All right, and the thesis chapter 5, okay, again, you need to discuss your knowledge contribution. Design science research provide you very good template to use it, to reuse it, and then you justify where your solution, your artifact located in, right? So whether you as improvement, acceptation. Most of my students did for the improvement, and some students did for acceptation. No student did for routine design, and no student so far did for invention. All right. All right. Okay, I give you one example. There is a thesis by Alexander Osterwalder from Sweden. I think you are very familiar. Those who are working in the business faculty, they are so familiar with the business model canvas, BMC, right? So if you Google, there is a business model canvas that many startup entrepreneur or those who want to establish a business or to set up the company, most of the consultant of the entrepreneur will advise to build your business model canvas. Actually, the backbone of business model canvas, the behind of the development of business model canvas actually is business model ontology. All right. So the business model ontology actually built based on the design science research thesis sample. Okay, design science research thesis. I share with you this thesis in my Google folder. You can see how the design science research thesis built, and this thesis actually attract industry expectation, industry need, where the BMC actually popular in the rest of the world. So many people use the business model canvas, right? So another thesis here is by Hefner students, the Crash App. The Crash App actually a prototype. How come in the US the prototype can become a PhD thesis? I don't think so in the Malaysia or Indonesia probably, because the development at the first page, many conservative examiner or academic saying no PhD, right? But no, this is one example of thesis by having a student build the prototype of Crash App, and then he can claim the knowledge contribution by developing the Crash App, and then finally he got the PhD. So also I put this thesis in the Google folder. All right. That's again the design. The main goal of design science research is to bridging the gap between academic and industry expectation. And then design thinking activities is a core component in the design science research. Design science research is a pragmatism. Design science research actually centralized to the development of artifacts. Okay, and then design science research provides so many templates to simplify and to speed up the process of thesis development. All right. So this is the list of my students adopted design science research. All of them are graduated already. Then those using design science research to build the thesis and then come up with the solution and at the same time make PhD merit. That's all. Thank you. I hope we can have some Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. It was great for us, for students, to follow the every stage on the design science research methodology. It was new knowledge to us. So, any question from student? Boleh bertanya juga dalam bahasa
boleh.
Indonesia.
Boleh tanya dalam bahasa kita Nusantara.
Boleh bahasa Nusantara.
Saya rasa mungkin topik ini berat untuk undergraduate, tetapi untuk postgraduate saya rasa mungkin ada yang sudah biasa dengan design science. Sebab di YouTube pun saya rasa sudah ada beberapa kawan-kawan pakar-pakar di Indonesia juga sudah bercerita tentang design science. And tidak tahu, mungkin kita perlu ada awareness untuk menjadikan design science ini boleh dipasarkan di peringkat undergraduate juga.
Boleh, Prof.
Ya.
Karena flow macam yang Prof sampaikan tadi, bahwa dalam setiap stage itu kena kita identifikasi apa-apa yang perlu menjadi catatan kan dalam proses penelitian atau research tadi, Prof.
Ya. Sebenarnya design science itself bukan perkara baru. Ia telah wujud di luar disiplin information system. Namun di dalam information system, pakar dalam information system cuba membuat ia lebih sistematik. Dan setelah ia dilihat seperti agak sistematik, maka disiplin yang lain itu, computer science, software engineering juga ataupun healthcare juga boleh mengadaptasikannya dalam pembangunan tesis dalam bidang masing-masing. Nanti saya akan letak lagi tesis-tesis contoh daripada bidang lain, disiplin lain yang menggunakan framework yang sama seperti yang saya bentangkan di dalam slide ini, untuk menunjukkan bahawa design science research ini, walaupun saya bercerita dalam disiplin AS, tetapi sudah viral itu di dalam disiplin yang lain sebenarnya. Sudah digunakan juga dalam disiplin yang lain. Cuma mungkin dalam undergraduate mungkin agak beratlah untuk memahaminya mungkin, sebab tetapi mungkin kita boleh buat awareness lah, Ada soalan tak?
Oke, student siswa yang mau bertanya silakan. Ada pertanyaan dari adik-adik? Ini
ada Andrew.
Andrew, please. Andrew.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you. First, my name is Andrew from Undergraduate of Computer Science study program.
Yes, Andrew.
But maybe my question is a little less relevant to this topic, but I think still related. Yeah. Some of us generally need to collect data when conducting research. One of which is in the deep learning research area that I'm currently working on. However, in some cases, when the data is relatively small, the data augmentation techniques can be used to increase the data. In other cases, for example, like when the data labels are imbalanced data, it is necessarily to balance the data. I want to ask Prof, what things do you think we need to pay attention when we want to add data synthetically through data augmentation? How can we be sure that the data is still valid after the data augmentation technique? Thank
This
you.
is a quantitative research, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So your question is, you collected not enough data, or what?
Yeah, because for the deep learning, it need to have many data for training the deep learning models.
Okay, okay, understood. Okay, okay, you are working on deep learning, right?
Yeah, yes.
Deep learning method. Okay,
Yes, Prof.
deep learning method need much data. Okay, compared to the, I think this computer science. You use the deep learning lab method, and then deep learning. Okay, what difference between deep learning and machine learning? You understand that fundamental difference?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, in deep learning, our expectation in deep learning that you try to avoid any human intervention. I mean here, by having data that you employ the deep learning algorithm, then you can get the answer. Okay, the machine learning we need take some time and also human intervention to make the machine to learn. All right, that's the machine learning. And then the different thing that machine learning need data as well, but less than deep learning. All right. So if you don't have enough data for the deep learning, for example, you have data on the image processing. I have one example, one student. They have this student using the deep learning to capture X-ray film image to help orthopedics making decision on ankle surgery. So the student employed the deep learning algorithm, and then I told the student I need at least 500 to 1,000 file of X-ray images regarding to the ankle, and then we can deploy deep learning, and then we can come up with a decision, accurate decision to the orthopedic in order to make decision on the ankle surgery purpose. Okay, so your question now is your data is not good enough to do the deep learning. Can I say that?
Yes, Prof.
So to me, if your data is not enough for the deep learning processing, I think to me, if as a examiner, I would say that the research not really valid. Okay, because the basic requirement to employ the deep learning method, you must have minimal enough data for the deep learning. Okay, that is my point of view. Okay, so in your case, I think better you get more data to be safe. Okay, to get more data to be safe. I don't know, probably for example, in the quantitative research, if we don't have enough data, we can use like bootstrapping, so on, or any statistical method to make the data syntactically data enough. But I quite conservative in that approach, where the data you collected must be good enough to be ready in order you to employ any method that you want to use, including the deep learning. So there is no golden standard for the deep learning data minimum. But to me, in my case, just now, I told you I need at least 500 to 1,000 images of X-ray to student in order to apply the deep learning. Otherwise, I say don't use the deep learning. Okay.
Okay,
That is my answer, Andrew.
thank you.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Prof.
Okay, Andrew. Next, Prof. There's another question from Arkan. Prof.
Arkan.
Arkan.
Faris Arkan, undergraduate or postgraduate?
Undergraduate, Prof. Also undergraduate.
Undergraduate. Oh, okay. Muhammad Faris Arkan and I would like to ask about what key element distinguish a design science research thesis in the context of both academic rigor and practical applicability of for industry perspective? Okay, very good question. This not sound undergraduate. Okay, all right. The key element distinguish a design science research thesis in the context of both academic rigor and practical applicability for industry perspective. All right. Industry needs solution. Industry need practical solution to their problem, right? Sometimes the solution not result from the rigorous activities, okay? Or sometimes the solution only use the existing or non-solution already in the industry. But from industry perspective, don't care. As long as you can come up with the solution that can solve the problem that I raised up. That is the fundamental perspective the industry looking at. Okay? But in the academic, we cannot stop at that point as only. Besides we have a practical solution, besides we come up with a practical applicability that meet industry, but we also need a rigor, academic rigor. Means that the solution you come up must be evaluated scientifically. Okay, you must bring a fact. This solution have been certified or if it have been tested by the users before it can be used to the market, for example. All right. First one, of course we need to settle academic requirement in terms of knowledge contribution, in terms of rigor. And the second one, we hope at least the product produced from the thesis, okay, can be, we'll call it, can be adopted as an early adopter. This is what I call in the first slide, a minimum viable product to the industry attraction. Okay. So to answer your question, what key element distinguish a design scientist in the context of both academic rigor and practical applicability for industry perspective? As I said, one of the key elements is the rigorous and knowledge contribution. Industry not much appreciate, not much concern on the rigorous and also knowledge contribution. All right. But in the academic, we much concern on these two. So how to balance these two? We need to cover both of them. Okay. So academic, we need to settle, and industry also we need to settle. All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Prof. So the industry concerned about the solution, right, Prof?
Yes, correct.
For solution for their problem, to of course to make a benefit or
yeah.
So the next question from Prof.
Good morning, sir. My name is Brian, and I would like to inquire about the ethical consideration that need attention when crafting a scientific design thesis with a dual focus on academic and industrial perspective. Good question. This is a postgraduate?
This is also undergraduate, Prof.
You have a bright undergraduate student, you know, in the USU, quite critical. Would like to inquire about the ethical consideration. Can you explain further, Brian, about ethical consideration? Can you explain what you meant?
Brian?
Hello, Brian.
Boleh dalam bahasa, Brian. No, tak ada masalah. What you mean by ethical consideration? When we crafting a scientific design thesis with a dual focus on academic and industry perspective, and what you mean by ethical consideration? You mean what?
Hello, Brian.
Ataupun saya tak begitu jelas sangat dia punya soalan. Adakah dengan kita fokus kepada academic industry, kita ada okay, Brian. Boleh
generalism.
Hello, Biden.
Rian?
Internet dia kurang bagus, Bro.
Eh,
Sinyal dia kurang bagus, Bro.
yeah.
Maybe maksud dia, Bro, apa yang menjadi
Apa Pak Fauzi faham?
apa namanya tadi, macam dia menggunakan framework tadi itu, Prof.
Oh, okey. Maksudnya bila kita menggunakan framework tadi dekat dalam pembangunan tesis tadi,
Ah,
adakah dia masalah etika
ya
untuk
macam tu.
Oh, saya rasa saya rasa tidak ada masalah langsung dari segi itu sebab the framework actually is an academic framework dan it doesn't belong to anyone pun dan ia adalah academic material yang kita use, okay, untuk pengembangan pengetahuan yang baru. Alright, so saya rasa
So, dalam riset kita boleh gunalah macam tu, Prof. Framework
yeah,
ni
of
untuk
course.
berbagai macam keperluan lain macam.
Ya, contohnya macam thesis yang saya share tu, business model canvas. Saya rasa kalau lepas ini Pak Fauzi ke ataupun sesiapa boleh Google business model canvas. Business model canvas ini dia dibangunkan menggunakan design science research approach by Hefner Design Science Research Guideline. Okay, dia dekat dengan Hefner punya approach. So dan business model canvas ini digunakan worldwide. Semua orang gunakan pun dekat dunia ini untuk membangunkan ataupun menumbuhkan sesebuah company atau untuk memahami sesebuah nature of business of the company. Alright?
Okay.
Yeah,
So like macam saya, Prof, sedang membuat research mengenai image processing, I can use the DSRM to the framework to my research, like, Prof.
Sudah pasti boleh sebab DSRM adalah teori. Okay, teori yang kita boleh gunakan, okay, teori metodologi lah, the methodological theory yang kita boleh gunakan untuk organize kita punya research itu. Okay, yang bezanya ialah dekat RDD. Nampak tak? Research Design Diagram. RDD tu. Kalau Pak Fauzi perasan, dalam slide saya tadi saya ada mention pasal RDD, Research Design Diagram. Nampak tak? So research design diagram, okay, yang saya letak dalam ni, kalau pasal tadi research design diagram ini, nampak tak?
Ya, Bro.
Yang ini belongs to you, belong to the researcher. Yang ini your novelty lah. This is your application of your design science research. Okay? Yang ini belong to you, belong the student of yang build the thesis. Okay, no issue of the ethical. Tidak langsung tidak ada. Ini sama juga macam kita buat research dalam kuantitatif, kita gunakan theory of thumb, kan? Theory of thumb, technology acceptance model, correct? Pernah dengar tak? Thumb, technology acceptance model.
Oh, belum lagi, Bro.
Oh, tak pernah dengar ya? Okay.
Tapi okay, Bro.
Thumb adalah teori yang popular dalam behavior research, dalam orang mengkaji tentang penerimaan sesebuah teknologi. Dan thumb ini telah digunakan untuk mengkaji penerimaan sesebuah teknologi, contohnya teknologi tentang bank, teknologi tentang AI, teknologi tentang apa saja tentang teknologi dan sejauh manakah behavior orang manusia ataupun pengguna menerima teknologi yang baru ini. Dan teori thumb itu telah diguna meluas untuk kajian-kajian behavior research dalam aspek adoption and acceptance of technology. So, similarly dalam konteks design science juga, design science research itu seolah-olah seperti macam thumb, is a theory yang kita guna ya untuk organizekan, melakukan sebuah research. Alright, that's all.
Ya, macam saya dulu di IV dapatnya TRIS, Prof. TRIS.
Betul.
TRIS. Iya, TRIS.
Ya, di TRIS. Ya.
Konsep problem solving macam itu.
Betul.
Problem solving.
Betul. TRIS itu salah satu contoh research teori tentang methodological research jugalah. Dalam tu. Tapi
ya.
saya tidak guna sangat tulis itu. Alright. Okay, siapa
Ya,
yang soalan tadi thanks for information.
Brian.
Brian. Okay, Brian saya sudah jelas ya Brian tadi ya. No issue on article. No issue. Ya. Ada lagi tak soalannya? Boleh. Saya tidak sangka lah. Saya tidak sangka mendapat soalan ini daripada undergraduate. Sebab saya sudah melalui beberapa talk on the design science yang di mana audiennya adalah postgraduate. Saya tidak pernah dapat soalan sebegini. Ini siapa ni?
Ini ada Teguh, Prof. Adi Teguh.
Morning, Prof. This is a question from Adi Teguh from YouTube. How does the integration of academic and industry enhance the development and impact of a design science research? Okay. How does the integration of academic and industry perspective enhance the development of impact? Ya, pendeknya apabila kita membuat design science research thesis, bila selesai itu academic part kita sudah selesai, di mana kita dapat memastikan research contributionnya is there. On the industry part, kita depart from early version of the solution. At least the solution itu will become early adopter lah, ready. And this is what you call it MVP tadi, minimum viable product. Okay, and then how this will enhance the impact of a design science thesis? Macam mana dia enhance? Bagi saya pertamanya ialah solution tadi boleh berkembang jika ada industri yang berminat tadi menggunakannya. Okay. Dan pengembangan solution oleh industri yang menggunakannya tadi, dia boleh membagi feedback yang baharu kepada pengembangan new knowledge kepada thesis yang tadi tu. Dan of course lah kita tak buat thesis yang baru kan. Kita akan jadikan ia sebagai another research question kepada new candidates lain yang akan address that research question untuk membuat penambahbaikan terhadap solution tadi, dan we can treat as another new design thesis research. Okay, this is impact yang kita boleh bagi kepada DSR thesis daripada aktiviti menghasilkan knowledge contribution bersama dengan penggunaan proof of concept tadi ataupun minimum viable product tadi kepada industri. Jadi the minimum viable product tadi sebenarnya kalau industri guna dan dia dapat attract interest industri, dia can be keep improving, can be keep versioning, and then of course when you do versioning and improving, it will trigger new research question, and this new research question will be picked up by another student to build another design science research with thesis. This is my ideas on that. I hope I answer Adi Teguh from the YouTube.
Okay, thank you, Prof. And next, ada lagi yang mau bertanya? Silakan.
Selamat siang teman-teman. Berikut ada link presensi umum. Apa tu ya?
Ini tak ada, Prof. Ini bukan pertanyaan. Ini dia inform kepada kawan-kawan dia.
Okay. Ada lagi tak?
Okay.
Saya ucapkan big congratulations to all the question lah, yang penanya soalan, sebab soalan-soalan ni is not undergraduate level. This is a postgraduate level yang sudah biasa dengan design science. I don't know, probably the ChatGPT revolution.
With the great question.
Okay. All right. Okay. But I really appreciate it. I really enjoy it. All these questions. If you want to allow more question, I'm happy to do that.
If you have any time.
I have no problem.
Okay, Prof. There's another question from Stephen. Where is Stephen? In the chat? In the chat, Prof.
Okay, hello, Stephen. Hello, Prof. My name is Stephen. I would like to ask about what are the metrics or indicator of success that can be used to assess the positive impact of a scientific thesis design on. All right. To answer this question, you talk about metrics. The metric normally we refer to the evaluation activities, the thesis evaluation, right? So in the design science, the thesis evaluation very simple, So normally we this table 1 given by Hefner. Sorry, not this one. Yeah. So to answer Stephen, in design science research, you build the artifact. So you can build your own metrics based on what type of evaluation method you use. For example, you use, analytical. You can set your analytical metric in order to assess how success your artifacts. Okay, or you can do qualitative. You also can do quantitative. My students, by default, they must do the prototyping, development, because I want the development, the prototype to become a minimum viable products. All right, and at the same time, they will combine with the case study or interview or questionnaire or qualitative method in order to measure successful of the product, of the solution. Okay. So, Stephen, the metric or indicator of success can be confirmed based on what type of observation method you going to adopt when you evaluate the artifacts. Okay, because our design science is a pragmatic, you can adopt any type of evaluation method. Okay, in the computer science, I know you are so familiar with the performance, recall, and precision, so on. Of course, that is experimental, right? You can do it, no problem. But I'm in the RS discipline, we not very keen on the experimental. Most of the evaluation, we go to the qualitative or quantitative or development or something like that, right? So it is a user's perspective evaluation compared to the experimental like precision and recall, right? Method in the evaluation. That's all, Stephen. That's my answer. I hope it will satisfy you.
Okay, thank you, Prof.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. Okay, Prof. Maybe it's almost lunchtime, Prof.
Oh, we have more question. Putra.
Oh, okay. The last question, Prof.
Okay, Putra. Hello, Prof. My name is Putra. I would like to ask you about how can a design sciences thesis not only push the boundary of academic knowledge, but also serve as a catalyst for transformative change within specific industry, fostering interdisciplinary collaboration and providing practical solution to address complex challenge in today's dynamic. Wow, this can become a PhD topic or master research topic. Very good question. Yes, of course. What I would say from this question is, I think, I don't want to use the high thing. I believe the design sciences can push more boundaries beside the academic knowledge because it's promising. Hefner position the bridging gap between academic and industry by having a proper framework of design science research. And recently, the framework also has been adopted to healthcare, to the accounting information system, to bioinformatics. I will put, I'm not just saying, I will put some paper and also thesis in other field that adopted the design science research. And yes, I will put it in the Google Drive. You can refer and confirm that the design sciences can be a catalyst for transformative change within not only ICT sectors, but also other field or other sectors. This is if you want to do research on the design science research itself, we can pick up this as a topic. We come up with a scientific research, and to show the level of adoption or usage of design science research in other field beside ICT, right? So very good, and can make a contribution to the body of knowledge in design science research itself. From this question by Putra. I repeat. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Okay, Putra. So we finally come to the end of the seminar, Prof.
Good enough.
Okay, Prof.
So I'm so sorry if there is an not message convey, but I enjoy. Thank you,
Okay, Prof.
Dr. Fauzi. Thank you to
Yes.
Dr. Amalia, Dr. Amalia for giving this opportunity. I'm happy. I hope I can come to USU and then we can have further workshop or further discussion or further joint collaboration research so on. And I also am very happy with the student question. So critical, analytical, and also outstanding question from the student regarding design science research. Even this first time to them, and mainly to the undergraduate, all right, regarding this topic. And I hope I have shared something fruitful to all of you. And I hope we can I look forward to collaborate more with the USU later. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Selamat tengah hari semua.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Yeah, thank you.
We arrange our meeting in the USU next year. Ya kan, Bu Kaprodi, Bu Amel?
Ya, mungkin sedikit dari saya ya, Prof.
Ya, sila Dr. Amalia.
Our undergraduate student, we have a subject called metodologi penelitian. Mereka sudah paham yang namanya seperti studi literatur, research itu sudah, tapi mesti dalam teori gitu, Prof. Jadi tidak terlalu banyak tuntutan, jadi mereka cuma diminta 10 jurnal untuk dibaca, untuk mencari gap untuk riset mereka yang coverage-nya untuk undergraduate student. Okay. Mungkin di pertemuan kali ini, workshop kali ini, di sini juga hadir beberapa mahasiswa PhD, mahasiswa master, dan juga yang paling banyak adalah mahasiswa undergraduate student. Mereka bisa tahu kira-kira perbedaannya apa, coverage untuk anak S1 itu sampai mana, S2 sampai mana, dan S3 sampai mana. Thank you so much, Prof, untuk pencerahannya. Jadi hari ini makin semangat ya anak-anak ibu semua ya untuk mengerjakan skripsinya ya, dan juga yang S2 juga makin semangat untuk mengerjakan tesisnya, dan yang S3 juga untuk menyelesaikan disertasinya. Mungkin itu dari saya, Prof. Mudah-mudahan bisa ada kesempatan kita kolaborasi dan kita undang langsung kali, Prof, ya, nggak melalui Zoom.
Boleh. Saya pun sedang plan nak pergi Danau Toba.
Ya.
Belum pernah sampai Danau Toba. Nanti kalau saya pergi nanti saya try to find time lah to visit USU.
Oh ya, senang hati.
Ya. Terima kasih Dr. Amalia. Terima kasih semua. Ya. I'm very happy.
Ini sertifikat, penyerahan sertifikat, Dr. Amalia.
Nanti bisa kami email juga ya?
Ya, boleh.
Oke, ini penyerahan sertifikat, Dr.
Ya, terima kasih.
Oh,
ya.
So, thank you for your participation and engagement today's seminar. Once again, I'd like to thanks to our guests, Associate Professor Dr. Muhammad Nazir Ahmad, for their valuable insight We hope you found this seminar informative and useful. We look forward to seeing you at our next event. Have a great day. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Elin?
Assalamualaikum. Terima kasih semua. Terima kasih. Thank
Terima kasih,
you.
Prof.
Jumpa lagi. Terima kasih. Jumpa lagi.
Terima kasih, Prof.
Terima kasih Bu Amel.
Terima kasih semuanya.
Terima kasih, Bu
Terima
Amel.
kasih, Bapak
Terima kasih semuanya.
Terima kasih Pak Fauzi. Ingat ya, yang punya tugas buat resume. Oke.
Baik, Bu.
Ibu.
Iya.
Makasih ya Pak Fauzi.
Siap, Bu. Siap, Bu.
Ya, makasih juga imilkom yang sudah bekerja keras. Untuk hari ini kalian di mana? Di ruang seminar?
Iya,
Benar, aman ya, internet aman ya? Karena lagi ada proses pergantian koneksi katanya. Makanya ya seperti itu ya. Aman ya? Oke. Mungkin udah ya Pak Fauzi ya. Narasumbernya
Ya,
juga
baik.
sudah
Terima
leave.
kasih.
Ibu juga izin leave. Oh ya, nanti Elin nanti untuk segalanya ya, ini juga nanti minta link YouTube-nya ya. Nanti juga rekamannya. Oke, mungkin karena hari ini juga ada kemalangan ya, orang tua Ibunda Bu Dian lagi sedang Bu Dian sedang berduka cita, ibundanya meninggal. Saya akan kembali lagi ke rumah duka seperti itu. Jadi kita kalau mau membahas kelanjutannya, misalnya untuk yang link segala macam itu boleh besok ya, Elin, Stephen ya.
Baik, Bu.
Oke, thank you ya Fauzi ya. Izin live ya.
Ya, Bu. Terima kasih, Bu. Ya, Bu.
Terima kasih, Bu. Terima kasih.
Ya.
Recording stopped.